Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. So today I want to pour some Christmas balls again because I love this mold so much and I just adored it when it gets closer to Christmas to be able to use this mold. So I mixed some resin. I'm using here the Mastercast resin and it's a thick resin. You can also use a medium viscosity resin for this pour, but then you should let it sit a little bit till it's thickened up like a honey consistency, like you would do for the 3D blooms. Anyway, I'm filling my mold a little bit with clear resin so that the bottom of each mold is covered. So I'm helping a little bit here with a popsicle stick. And yeah, before I forget, this mold, by the way, is from MoldsandShapes, but I guess I don't need to tell you this anymore. And if you're interested in this mold or products like the Mastercast resin, you can, in the US, for the Mastercast resin, you can contact Laura's Art Corner. The mold is from MoldsandShapes. And for Europe, I think it's best to order the Mastercast resin at Etter-Art or directly at Etter-Art in the UK. So anyway, everything is in the description box so you can have a look if you're interested. So I'm taking care for the bubbles now at the edge of the mold because, yeah, we are heading to the cooler temperatures, and then with thick resin you really need to see that you get rid of the bubbles. I have my resin sit on my heating system, so it's rather smooth and it's also more thinner than it would be normally because of the heat. But yeah, you can work perfectly with the resin that way. Anyway, I've mixed some white pigment drops from Etter-Art, put this into my jar, and I added some of the interference pearl. And I have here my first color, and it's a Write and Draw ink. It's called Pink Owl. This is from Octopus, there it is. And I added some of the interference rose. And now I'm just going with a spiral. I'm not pouring very accurate. And I think, you know, showing you this way might be also interesting for people who don't have so much experience with resin. And you see, I also don't, I'm not so accurate with my white, so I'm just pouring it. And now I'm just using my my torch, and then I take some clear resin and I'm filling up my mold. So with these molds, you need to be careful as well because they are thinner than normal coasters. I think they are only 6 millimeters deep. So you need to make sure that you are not overfilling your mold. So this is the first two done. And then I'm adding some glass stones. I have here some rose glass stones. They have a color pink. And then I'm also adding some silver glass stones, but first I'm just taking care that the pink ones are sorted using here my dotting tool. And then I will be adding some silver stones. So I thought it's a nice feature in the center. And yeah, we will see how it's looking later. This time, I think the last time when I was pouring the Christmas balls, I was only putting some glitter in the hangers. But this time I thought, no, I just do something in the center, and well, we will see how it's looking like. So now I can take care for my next one, and for this I'm using, let me have a look, I have the jar here, the Petrol Deer. It's a very beautiful sort of turquoise color, you see it. And I added to this some interference blue. I think it's called Aurora Blue. And yeah, I'm just doing the same like I did with the pink ones. And then I'm using my white, and I'm also doing the spiral again. And you see, it's not too accurate because I also didn't want them to be too accurate, those balls. Again, the clear resin into the center. I'm just pushing out my colors. And then I can take care for the center of these Christmas balls. And there I have those light turquoise colored stones. They have a little bit of an abalone sheen to it. You will see them very soon. I already used them a couple of times. I put these into the center, and then I will also add some of the glass stones in silver. But first I just work them in till I'm happy. I'm not always too good in placing those stones and glitter and whatsoever into my molds and into the design. There are some people who do this much better than I do. But yeah, anyway. So there are the silver stones, and these I have from a German dollar shop, I call it. It's of course a Euro shop. It's called Teddy in Germany. So these are my two blue ones done, and you can already see at the pinkish ones that the resin is really moving nicely to the center. I just adore these sort of pours, and they are so much fun, and you can achieve so many different designs, and it's awesome. So my last ones, I thought I go with completely different, and I have the black elephant, and I added some of the interference pearl to the elephant black, and yeah, I'm doing the same again with my spiral, not too accurate. Then I'm using the white, and I think this is the rest of my white in the jar or in the cup, going also in those spirals. And then I'm taking my clear resin, I'm filling up my molds, and you can already see here that my resin really became thick because the Mastercast was on the heating system, and then it's, it thickens up faster, so you have less working time. Normally you have a working time from around about 35 to 40 minutes, but this really reduces. And I was a little bit afraid if the last ones would really close up. So I needed to be patient, I needed to see. I also didn't want to use the heat gun because I didn't want the design to be changed. I just wanted that the resin is floating naturally. So again, I'm placing those stones into my center. These are grayish stones. And then I'm also using some of the glass stones in silver. And then my resin can do its magic. Really curious how these are turning out because like I said, this mold is different because of the hanger, and it's different because of the depth of the mold. It's much more shallow than a normal coaster mold, so 2 centimeters can really make a difference. And I'm very, very curious. So now I'm taking you for a time lapse so you can see how the resin is moving. It's quite nicely. I'm not doing a swirl, I just leave it how it is. And then we have the next day and I can demold, and I'm so curious and I love the colors. These are quite, let's say we have the grandchildren, and I also like, you know, that they are a little bit more flashy, and I put this in brackets because the black one, of course, it's not flashy. But just something, you know, for children also to like and to enjoy. That's what I thought, because these come on our Christmas table. This year I might have a light blue Christmas tree. I need to see. I'm still thinking about it. So anyway, let's have a look for these and look at these. I'm really happy with the outcome. I think they look very beautiful. I really like them. And what I like, because I added a little bit more to the color of the interference pearl, and the sort of webbing, it's much more delicate. It's not so, let's say, blobby. And this is what I really like about these. I also used less, well, I used more of the interference pearl, but I used less of the white, which I'm normally using. So look at this. Really nice. And I'm really happy that the black ones, that they really closed up as well. It's a nice design. So again, the pink ones, and this is the one I like the most actually, because the outer ring is thicker and I really like it. And again, the blue one. So there you go. Very nice. Love it that you have several rows of the outer ring, and it's not a typical crackle effect, so really like it. And here the black one again. So I'm very happy with these. I will be doing some more because I still need, I think, 6 more for our table. So there will be different colors, and if you like it, I can make a video. Just let me know if you want to see it again or not, so I can decide. And these are now the end results. I gave them a little rim, a silver rim, so they are the same. And there's a little cover as well, which has colors of my pour, and I think it will look gorgeous on the table. So yeah, with this, I love and leave you. I thank you for watching and take care, guys. Bye bye.